my opposing on equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
Exactly. Tell them.
He would ever fight again, and his title was stripped from him. How he was a pariah in America.
His ban was eventually overturned by the Supreme Court.
Ali here today a victim. The Supreme Court exonerated for refusing military induction.
This was Ali's return to the ring after a 3.5-year exile.
The time he was out would have been great. It would have been watching a master at work, because he had reached his full proportions, full maturity. The world never got to see the best of Ali. What you got was plenty, but you didn't see the best of him.
Wow. That was
left. The crowd screaming. The first knockdown of the fight. He took the mandatory 8. And now Ali is behaving like the old Ali.
See, he didn't spend those 3 years lifting weights and running hills and hitting the heavy bag. He wasn't doing anything.
It's over. Ali is the knockout winner.
2 undefeated champions. 2 champions of the first rank. And Ali coming back to reclaim in many people's minds what was rightly his, but not against some patsy, against Joe Frazier.
Muhammad Ali in the ring.
The boxing part.
In a beautiful red and white robe.
Humanitarian leader.
Now here comes Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier will be here any minute.
We have 2 undefeated fighters in there. Frazier has won all 26
survived through all that.
bouts
It's crazy.
with 23 knockouts, and Muhammad Ali has won all 31 of his bouts with 25 knockouts.
The young Muhammad Ali would have run circles around Joe Frazier.
Look at Ali go. Look at him go. Look at him.
We look.
I mean, he doesn't look anything like he used to look. I mean, he's bouncing around a little bit in the beginning.
The crowd is chanting Ali, and Joe says, come on out and fight.
But he's just not the same guy.
Ali didn't have the speed to avoid punches, but he learned he could stand and fight.
A wicked punch.
What a round.
I don't know how he survived that round.
Joe just relentlessly keeps going. He has more stamina and power than anybody I think I've ever seen. Don't you, Archie?
15 and final round.
15th? Oh my God.
You felt like the world wanted him to stay down, to lose.
Many wanted to watch this liberal black draft dodger get his ass kicked. He wouldn't give him the comfort of him staying down.
Ali got up simply because he knew that that's what they wanted. And to every elder statesman in the black community that I've ever known, every one of them remember that story.
Champion of the world, Joe Frazier.
Joe Frazier. For the first time in his career, Muhammad Ali was beaten.
The question on everyone's mind was whether Ali could ever be the fighter he once was.
And when I do come back, if I ever do, I'll have more of a hunger, determination, which is something you lose in the intoxication of so-called greatness.
Muhammad Ali, I am told, suffered a broken jaw in the first round. Nobody can really believe what they have seen.
Ooh, a broken
it is a
jaw?
tired Ali and a hurt Ali.
Frank Rustich, 7 points Norton, 5 points Ali.
There it is. There it is. One of the greatest upsets again in boxing history. He has a broken jaw, he is a beaten man, and he is a broken fighter. And so all of the millions of dollars that loom before him with a Foreman match or a Frazier rematch are suddenly gone. What was once a very great fighter becomes now part of fistic history in all probability.
George Foreman had annihilated everyone that stepped in the ring with him.
I had beaten everybody that Muhammad Ali had lost to.
The challenger for the heavyweight title, Big George Foreman, the undefeated heavyweight.
I must break you. So I thought I was the toughest thing ever invented.
George was a big, strong, young, impervious to pain heavyweight.
If he put you, if he put you 6 feet deep, ultimately, George Foreman didn't have a problem that he was that vicious.
One punch of mine was equal to 20 of any other heavyweight.
He's trying to show him what he got. I see.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Trying to give a little teaser what he's going for. Okay.
Got Joe Frazier, who had dropped Muhammad Ali.
The most menacing heavyweight of all time. It would be George Foreman.
I was going to be the best heavyweight that ever existed.
He is with Ken Norton, and the reason for that, of course, is that he doesn't like George Foreman one bit. Do you really believe, Ali, that he can beat this man?
Yeah, the man went 24 rounds with me, broke my jaw in the first round. I was in shape to second fight.
In those days, he was a bully. The people around him were afraid of him. Foreman had really brutalized the people who trained him, and they were terrified of him.
Given the hell he gave me, as fast as I am, as accurate as I am, I couldn't whoop Ken Norton.
I had beaten the best in Joe Frazier. No doubt about it, I had beaten the best. People had something to say about that. I said, you know what? I'm going to kill one of these fellows. Then they'll shut up.
And it looks like Norton has really been staggered.
Foreman was the guy who destroyed Frazier, destroyed Kenny Norton.
Whipped by Kenny Norton. I knocked Kenny Norton out easily.
Once again, Muhammad Ali found himself in great demand. The WBC and the WBA mandated the fight. The public certainly wanted it, and the media clamored for it.
I think George Foreman will knock Muhammad Ali out, and it'll end Muhammad Ali's career.
Other boxers were scared, handlers were scared. The only person that didn't appear scared of Foreman was Ali.
When has Ali appeared scared?
The fastest, the prettiest, the most classist, the most scientific, the greatest fighter of all time.
Everybody was scared, but Muhammad Ali himself.
And Ali is getting the people to chant, Ali,
Hey.
Ali, kill him.
Have you fought many guys who were talkers in the ring?
No one never get a chance to talk much. By the time you get to know a fella, it's all over. As for the fight itself, discussion centered not on who would win, but on how much punishment Foreman would dish out.
The time may have come to say goodbye to Muhammad Ali.
And now we understand that George Foreman is about to make his way to the ring.
Because very honestly, I don't think he can beat George Foreman.
Cosell was convinced that Ali is washed up.
Still amazed.
This guy
What a
is the
mentality.
closest thing to a human monster I'd ever seen before. He was certainly the scariest boxer.
Look at this now as they stare. Muhammad Ali beginning to talk to George Foreman. They're really putting a stare on each other.
I looked him in the eye to stare him down and said, "Oh, George, you were in school when I was beating Sonny Liston."
Gone in the past 4 years beyond 2 rounds in any fight. Thrown by George Foreman.
He knew that the one weakness in this monster, who was thought of as unbeatable, was his stamina.
The first round, all of us yelled out, "Get off the ropes." And he would just say, "Shut up, I know what I'm doing."
Well, I would say that the round was very even, of course, actually.
And Ali totally got into the guy's head, and he didn't even realize it.
It was Muhammad Ali's fertile mind that created the rope-a-dope.
Here we go, round number 2. The determined Ali got off his stool in between rounds. George Foreman sat down all the way. Ali leans on the rope. With vicinity of fighting him.
Starting second or third round, when he went to the ropes, he was calling Foreman all kinds of names. Any name of otherness you can think of.
Talk. Definitely serious. Tremendous combination.
He fought just like your initial bumps, just lay on the rope and take a whipping. This time he did it with character. He said, "Hey, I'm going to weather the storm."
The rope-a-dope was something that was invented by Muhammad Ali that night.
I must say, I don't understand those tactics, Joe, of staying on the ropes and letting him hit
It just shows you the power of intellect and intelligence and how that can compete against anything.
And believe me, I was a big, powerful giant
Ali,
in the ring
Ali,
with Muhammad.
Ali.
I made a knockout on him. He stood up to me.
Foreman setting him up against the rope. What a... Look at him whispering in the ear of Foreman.
To go back and
So
forth.
young,
So strong.
Not supposed to do, leaning up against the ropes. 4 punches downstairs on Ali.
So fearless.
I had him beat. I really did. And really thought I had him beat up in the body, had him tired.
Continues to talk, continues.
Against George
Ali,
Foreman,
there you
he
go.
does away with his opponents one after another in less than 3 rounds.
George not going that type of distance a long time. He was treading in water, you know, never been in before.
This is the furthest that George Foreman has gone in a fight since 1972. Misses the right hand. Ali is definitely confusing him.
Missing the shots that he missed, it drained him.
Look at Foreman's face. He does look tired.
Nobody knew the strength of Muhammad Ali.
Gotta
He was
be.
manhandling him, just like Archie said, grabbing him, and he emptied the guy's tank.
I was afraid he was going to get killed by a George Foreman that many of our young viewers don't know.
Boom, perfect timing.
Tired him out? That's what he did? Ooh, nice. Nice. Another round?
I thought his body was hurt. He came back.
That was
He did
Ali's
almost
round right
everything.
there.
He winked at me.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. He went right over here to this corner.
You know, the guy really was the people's choice, and he was the people's choice because he loved them.
Come on now.
Fight, but my goodness, those people who said Foreman would win in a flash have certainly been proved wrong.
Then about the 7th round, he asked me, "That all you got, George?" That was like a nightmare.
After a while, even the dumbest of us looked up there and said, you know what? He's winning.
Switched. He literally switched on him. Oh! That really tired him out. Sheesh. I got so much goosebumps.
He was, in fact, the greatest heavyweight who ever lived.
I am the greatest.
The world heavyweight boxing champion, Muhammad Ali.
I am the greatest.
8. The referee stops the fight. It'll be scored.
He loved people, and he loved the adulation of the crowd.
Joe Frazier will fall.
All of us thought it was going to be a nice, easy fight
Come on, gorilla. We in Manila.
where Ali comes out, dances around, the heat, the thump, but I'm knocks him out in 7-8.
A lot of people thought Joe Frazier was washed up.
You know, we got something for you. You have. You better believe it.
He was once described as the world's most famous man, and indeed it's difficult to think of even a contender.
I told you, I'm the type of the world.
As you know, there's been a lot of speculation about your condition. There was a suggestion, for instance, that there was brain damage.
Ali really got nailed.
You telling him he got brain damage? What?
Ali lost the mouthpiece.
I mean, you know yourself.
I've been hit a couple times, but I've never been knocked out. I've never been stopped.
How are we gonna disrespect him like
Never
that?
got hurt. It's strange.
Oh, you must have got hurt in the ring. Well, I mean, I saw you fight Joe Frazier.
He was the greatest because he was a fighter in every sense of the word.
Muhammad Ali was not worshipped. He was actually vilified.
He was a rebel with a cold cause.
His Parkinsonism was due to repeated blows of his head. Repeated blows of his head.
Yeah, later, when you get older, but not then.
And you've seen what can happen to fighters. You've seen those shambling wrecks that go around. You see them at every boxing occasion. And what people are frightened of is they don't want that to happen to you.
Had an awful lot of trouble coping with Ali's fast hands.
Several times he landed very hard punches on Ali, and I thought Ali was gone.
Now is now double hooking with that left hand. Round 10, scheduled for 15.
Two of the greats going at it nearly killed each other.
Between rounds, before the 10th, I heard Ali say something to you that I never heard him say before. What was that?
Man, he said, this is the closest I've ever been to dying, really. And I said, well, now we got to separate the men from the boys.
Courage that he had in the ring to take life-threatening punishment as we saw him take from Joe Frazier in Manila.
Got a super fight all the way here in the Philippine Coliseum. Frazier looked awful tired.
One of the most dominant athletes in the history of sports.
Frazier!
Sports and everything.
Going down. Doctor comes up and looks at Frazier.
Activist.
I think it's going to be
People's
over.
lives, history, politics.
He took a beating from Frazier. I mean, they took a beating from each other.
Oh, those were horrendous fights. Those are horrendous fights.
That's right, and then I want to retire. This is too painful. It's too much work. Might have a heart attack or something. I want to get up and go out while I'm on top.
There's no explaining why a guy comes back.
They knew.
It's tough to take away the glamour, the allure, the lights.
We're coming back and beating him?
Will have won back the heavyweight championship for the third time. 11 years older than Spinks.
With Muhammad Ali, retirement was a dirty word.
Muhammad Ali, now in the ring, awaiting the arrival of Larry Holmes.
And he was really suffering from Parkinson's already. He was already,
really?
Yeah, it was already kicked in.
Evidence of some speech problems. It was a fight Ali never should have taken.
Larry Holmes teeing off on him. Ali gets to his feet ever so slow for the 10th round.
He was a shell of himself as a boxer at that particular moment in time, and it actually broke Larry Holmes' heart.
Yeah, it was like hitting a slow-moving heavy bag.
Game's over. I'm the chief second. All right. I stopped the fight. All right.
The Muhammad Ali story is a triumphant story because he did triumph, and he did change his own life, and he changed the lives of so many other people.
He was kind of a skinny black kid. The first fight I put him in, he weighed 89 pounds.
Heavyweights Jimmy Jones and Cassius Clay square.
Impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men. Who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the world they have to change.
He was somebody that had principles. He stood for something.
Yes.
The world lost a true icon, Muhammad Ali.
You're being extremely truculent. Whatever truculent mean, if that's good, I'm there.
Ali forced us to take a look at ourselves.
He didn't compromise with
This
nothing
brash
or
young
nobody.
man who thrilled us, angered us, confused, and challenged us, ultimately became a silent messenger of peace.
Round 5, the champion Ali says, I'm putting you away now. Get ready, you're going down.
He was one of the most influential people of the 20th century and one of the most dominant athletes in the history of sports.
I'm the greatest of all time.
Cassius,
To
how do you
this
rate
day,
yourself?
his message.
I wouldn't want to do too much bragging about it, but everybody that watches me fight or everybody that has witnessed one of my bouts, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
And he whispered in my ear, little brother, you made my life better than it was.
I am the greatest.
But didn't he make all of our lives a little bit better than they were?
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So inspirational and just R.I.P. to Muhammad Ali. What a human. As a boxer, amazing, but as a human, wow, he definitely changed the world. Born leader. I wonder where he got that confidence from. Like, just crazy. I love this video. Thank you guys so much for requesting it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Leave a like, comment other videos down below that you can check out. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.